I am going to say 1, 2, 3, sync, sync, sync. I want you to try to say sync, sync, sync with me, so I can get the audio together. Everyone got that?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, sync,
Sing,
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 sync.
sing.
Well, that was swimming.
That was great. Good job.
All right, A plus.
Good night, everybody.
All right, maybe that's good enough. We'll
Good recording, guys.
we're already
Welcome
gonna
to
get
YouTube,
pros.
The land of good enough.
Uh,
I don't know what says good enough more than Millipede being on our goddamn list.
Yeah, wait. Why the fuck is Millipede on there? What happened to
Thank you.
Centipede?
Thank you.
You completely missed that.
because
Why are we taking the rough hand job of this franchise?
Because Centipede did not RSVP, only Millipede replied.
Centipede is making love. Millipede is a rough, dry hump behind the Sonic.
Hey, at least it's happy hour.
It's always happy hour.
all right. So
I'm just saying, I've had salty saltines covered in salt that had more moisture to them than a Millipede hand job. Hi, YouTube.
I haven't actually decided to start the video yet. I don't know what.
That's probably for the best.
I think that's what you need to title this video, just a Millipede handjob.
Yeah, it's,
A millipede hand job.
which in theory would be fantastic because you have so many hands to choose from.
But in practice, not so much.
In practice,
I don't know-
the thousand
I don't know.
hands don't know what to do with each other. Eventually, they all just start waving by.
Now, here's a question for Google Chrome: Is a furry who anthropomorphizes as insects a buggy, or like a twitchy,
Oh.
or what it? Because a millipede isn't even technically an insect. It doesn't belong on God's earth. It looks like the devil got to design a snake.
What good does a Millipede do? Fuck it.
All right. I guess we should begin actually doing the fucking recording now.
We really should. We should have a while ago.
Yeah. But we
I
started
used
talking
up all
shit.
my good humor. Now I just want to play Dig Dug and make fun of Millipede.
We'll start with Millipede and we'll go from there so we can make fun of it.
Damn it! Why do you hate me?
Because science.
You better be playing with an Atari controller.
I don't have one. I've never had an Atari.
I have 3.
How do you USB an Atari controller?
Fucking gumption and time. I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist.
Okay, fuck it. I'm keeping all this shit in the video. Alright, I guess I'll begin. Oi kids, Slacker Kite here. With me today are Present Yourself.
Wow, that's a great name.
I really love the
Hi.
energy so far.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hmm?
And either of you can introduce yourselves at any point in time. That seems appropriate, I suppose.
I'm Joan.
And I'm TV Dinner. And tonight we're going to play Millipede, the rough hand job of the Atari 2600.
I don't see how it's that bad.
Because it's not as if Centipede was, a great...
No, Centipede wasn't some great masterpiece. Look at this! Look at this!
It looks fine to me. Look at this. It's like Centipede, but just slightly off.
It's like Centipede. Same way Methadone is like
Are you
any
fucking
good
kidding
drug.
me?
Okay,
It's slightly off. It's only, 30 times shittier.
okay.
If you squint your eyes and turn your head just right, you can see me slowly losing my will to live.
Okay, I have to add something here. This was actually the first video game I can ever remember playing, not the 2600 version, the for real version.
Oh, so it's nostalgia. Okay.
Kind of, except really dumb nostalgia. And you can't tell if you're actually hitting the squares or not in this version, which is fantastic. Oh, God, where did the snail come
Actually, I have
Over
some
there.
quick trivia too. The Atari version of Millipede is what proved to Congress that video games were dangerous because so many people played it and killed themselves because it sucks.
from? God almighty, no love.
It still was a better game than E.T.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I've already lost.
Then again, I think I've had repressed memories better than E.T. I'm talking bad repressed memories. The stuff that comes up in Uwe Boll movies, just bad.
So now what we just have to wait for is Uwe Boll presents E.T.
No. Uwe Boll presents E.T. the
Destruction of
game.
mankind.
You don't even
Exactly.
get to joke about that, okay? That's something that just does not get to exist. At least not on my
I would
internet.
like to point out, I actually paid money to see House of the Dead.
Oh.
Why would
I'm
you?
sorry.
Why would you do that?
And with that knowledge, armed with the knowledge that I paid money to see House of the Dead, I still look down on Atari Millipede.
Look,
Look at it!
I think
looking.
I think it's a fairly fun, interesting game.
Sure is fine.
Now, some educational content to actually prove we're kind of worth a damn.
Yeah.
The Atari 2600 was capable of 128 colors, I want to say, on NTSC.
Okay.
Yes, I believe so.
And right now we're looking at, I think, the 7 worst. Because if you'll notice, I don't know if anyone watching this has noticed, they're in the form of Atari Millipede.
Oh.
Which is extremely interesting. See, what Kite was doing there, he wasn't actually controlling. The game willed itself to die. It's a simple. It was well before its time, light years ahead. Not until Grand Theft Auto 5 would we have characters so aware in a video game that they wanted to leave their own video game.
So what you're saying is this is actually a existential experiment in video game design.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
first
not so much a let's play
postmodern
as
video
let's
game, if
watch
you will.
hope die. That one bouncing pink spider doing nothing with his life.
I feel like I'm trying to bring my friends over. Hey guys, listen to this song that I found on the internet. It's really good. Okay, you have to get past the part. The beginning's really weird, I know, but get past this and it's super awesome. I promise. Hold
So
on.
are you comparing Millipede to Friday? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Yeah,
No,
I
he's-
kind of
he's-
I buy
he's trick-
I buy your allegory if you brought us over to listen to Krispy Kreme.
Oh my
No,
god.
he's tricking people into listening to Hamster Dance for an hour.
I would like I feel like we're being tricked into watching like I've got a big bag of crabs here or narwhals.
Okay, this is Payback TV dinner from Magical Trevor. That's just
This is payback for what you
Magical
you,
Trevor.
You denigrated into like. Okay, Magical Trevor was the greatest gift given to us, other than shemale erotica in the 2000s.
I have to agree. I really do.
See, look at that. Citation not even needed.
I'm
And I'm
sorry.
pretty sure that green spider you just killed threw himself in front of your flag.
I'm pretty sure too, because I am not going to pretend that this controls well without a trackball.
And that's, I guess, guys, do you want to... somebody's got to distract me from the fact that I'm still, in fact, watching Millipede on the phone.
So let's talk about why Millipede was chosen over its more famous cousin, Centipede. I'm curious.
Because I couldn't get Centipede to actually work on this emulator. It just stared at me and went,
Golden.
what?
Golden. Although I guess we absolutely should explain kind of why we're playing Millipede, other than the fact that it's time for TV dinner to die, and this is what the gate to hell looks like.
Oh,
But
this is
would anyone like to talk about like why we're doing Atari, and specifically why we're doing Atari games like Millipede and Dig Dug and Frogger?
I tell you what, we'll move on to Frogger now, since you bring up its name once I die.
Oh, thank God! Die! Die! You
You
single
willed that
pixel.
spider into existence. I just want you to know.
Yes!
Alright, over to Frogger.
That spider was everything I'd ever hoped for in the world.
Oh, such an
Millipede's
exciting
one
title
redeeming
screen.
feature.
Well, hold on, no, Josh, I've got to hear. What is Millipede's one redeeming feature?
That it allowed itself to die.
Oh, sh-
I think Millipede's one redeeming feature is that it ends.
I don't understand the hatred for this game, but okay. It's it's what you guys do.
Does anybody remember the EGM article when they got a whole bunch of kids to play these kinds of games, like the old 8-bit games and the Atari games, and their reactions?
No.
What were they?
They were generally very displeased to the point of, I think one kid was just like disgusted. He's like, how is this a real game? I want to play something like Mortal Kombat. This is ridiculous. How do you blow up things? And that's what this reminds me of. Just the fact that this kind of thing was standard entertainment for the time, and it can keep you entertained for hours on end. And I think we're somewhat spoiled now with some of the titles that we have. That being said, Millipede is still a piece of shit.
That's an excellent point, but I can't help but keep watching Kite slowly, futilely die on the same log. His frog wanders from one end to the other.
It's so close.
And I can see the existential dread just taking over this tiny pixel frog. Look at him. It just, man, it's rough.
I have to say, what is up with the weird choice of MIDI songs? It half goes into a particular children's song, and then just nah, we're going to do something else now. I'm bored.
I believe it's called the Let's Avoid Copyright Jamboree.
Okay, so we're playing because we're doing this is the attack of the arcade, whatever. I can use my adult words, I swear to God.
Well played. Way to seamlessly slip the title of the...
That was a really good segue.
The best segue ever.
No, the segue that killed the guy who made the segue is the best segue ever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know how to get in between those.
No. Jesus has nothing to do with Frogger. Don't you blame him for this.
I have to say, it's actually really pretty. Of all the games I've seen on this, other than, Defender, it uses the most color I've seen so far.
And that is, we are doing Attack of the Arcade on the Atari 2600, and we're doing it because the Atari... we haven't been able to really talk about the Atari yet on the channel. I guess this is the first time. But the Atari was the granddaddy, the titan of video gaming consoles. It's been brought up before by a few different people, but there are a lot of ways to measure its success, but one of the ways is longevity.
Absolutely.
It spent the longest time being sold by retailers of, I think, any console, ever.
Oh, yeah. Especially...
Well, a lot of that, too, was in part of, I believe, Sears. They were a huge promoter of consoles at the time. Well, consoles, being as they were, really was the Magnavox, Odyssey, and pretty much the Atari. And once it had major success in the arcades, once you had the home console ports, it just, the whole industry just exploded. I mean, you really couldn't get better, until the 83 crash and Nintendo came on scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, and we're doing arcade ports, which, the idea, port seems like a redundant term. It almost seems like a dying term because, of course, something coming out on the 360 or the PS3 is going to have a bigger brother version on the PC and stuff like that.
Mm.
But this was playing Frogger in your home. This was playing Dig Dug in your home. If you were terminally ill or suicidal, this was playing Millipede in your home. Because those are the only people who bought Millipede.
And that was a big thing for the time because what I think people forget is that this is before the era of even the personal computer, of having electronics in the home on such a widely available, mass scale like that. So being able to port it, even if it was a direct representation, it was still mind-blowing to people at the time, especially in the 70s. That's pretty cool shit.
The thing that interests me the most is the games that you actually went to the arcade and played were actually a whole lot better looking than these, I think.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is something you can actually bring home, so this is I don't even know if there's a modern day comparison for what you can actually bring home versus what you can find, but...
The movie theater, it's the small screen television compared to the IMAX.
The small screen television is actually a really cool comparison for the burgeoning VHS market, bringing home Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever normal people brought home on their VCRs for the first time. That's what we're looking at with the Atari. And it's really easy to forgive a lot of these games and see the majesty in them, unless they're Millipede.
I can remember when we first brought home our first VHS way back in the day, and my parents were like, "Oh my God, we can actually watch movies at home." And I've just grown up always knowing movies to be the thing that you can watch at home.
And it's not only you can watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre whenever you want. But that's exactly it. You not only, sorry for misspeaking, but not only can you watch it in your home, whenever you feel like it. Whenever you felt like Frogger, here it was.
Right, and it's not a matter of, oh, I have to be lucky enough to find a place that happens to have Frogger down the road. It's...
And I have to have
it.
plenty of quarters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's... Compare this to, I wish we could splice in, the actual stand-up version of Frogger. And I don't think my estimation of the Atari as console methadone is that far off. Because I can't even tell what that Frog, what are you doing with your life? Like, stop it. These logs are just blinking in and out. They barely exist to begin with.
It's hard to tell as well what the logs are actually trying to do in the first place, because they just keep going away on me at random.
And if I had to guess, just from their representations on the screen, this is a highway full of Indy cars, bulldozers, space cars, and Optimus Primes. Which makes
what you see on a major highway, right? I mean...
Well, it makes it... I believe it makes it Highway 10 fucking rad. I believe is what it makes it. And they're apparently right next to a lumber mill that is just teeming with turtles.
All the turtles you ever wanted.
And we're somewhere... We are somewhere in the South because, look at those alligators.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where else other than the South you see bright red damn alligators. No, seriously, that's I believe that's sort of the catchphrase for Wilmette, Florida. Come, see our big ass red alligators. Spoilers, they're talking about their dicks. So, just a heads up.
That's new on me. I'm very glad you explained that to me.
All right, I wouldn't be whipping out the camera phone unless unless it's for state's evidence or something.
Yeah.
But the Atari 2600 is actually something, because when you say console to a lot of people, the first thing that comes to mind is either one of the newer consoles or the Nintendo. And I will never sit here and besmirch the Nintendo. I'm sure I could, but the Nintendo was a gray box with 2 buttons. The Atari 2600 had more switches than your average 747.
I still have no idea what any of the switches actually do to this point. I just know that it runs a game, and then you can hit switches to make it game different.
You can hit switches to make it game different.
And I hit a snake. So let's move to something else. Mario Brothers?
How about Millipede? I'm feeling like Millipede.
Oh my god.
You brought this on yourself!
No! What has my gallows humor done?
Did you expect anything else, though? I mean, seriously.
I happen to like this game. I think it's fun. Go fuck
I like
yourself.
this game, too. It's especially good when I'm manic, and I need to remember why I hate the world around me.
When you want an existential crisis, just play some Millipede.
Actually, I'm glad he switched over to Millipede, because when you look at Frogger, it has this diverse color palette. It has a lot of what the gameplay was from the stand-up arcade game, and it's another important thing. Looking at the Atari, when you look at the controller, people look at it. It's very simple to them. Well, yeah, it was replicating the controllers that were in
the arcade. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, and they found out very quickly in the arcade, if you brought in a bunch of dials and buttons into the arcade, people just went, and nobody wanted to play it.
Yep.
Well, that was one of the reasons why Computer Wars failed, because you were trying to introduce, this was Nolan Bushwell's and his partner, early kind of arcade game. People would come in and they'd see all the controls and they'd go, I'm not going to fucking play this. I have no idea what the controls are, what to do. It was overly complicated. Whereas in comparison, further down the line, you had something like Atari, where it was just like a simple, stick and a couple of buttons, and that was a lot more simpler to introduce to people who were not technologically inclined. Which made a huge difference, I think, when it came to sales and getting it, mass market appeal.
Speaking of
No. Go back to Millipede. I have something to say.
Oh, no.
No, it's good. You had your moment.
All right, fine, go.
My point here with Millipede is we have seen, and we're going to show you some other console port, or some other, arcade ports. And this is one that is done wrong. This is, all of the color has been sapped out of Millipede, which is already the consolation prize for Centipede. It's literally like in the South. It's like, is Pepsi okay? That's the same way you approach Millipede. Like, I'd really like to play Centipede. Is Millipede okay? I guess. But
Yeah.
like, it's lacking the fluidity and color that even Frogger had. So it wasn't like every Atari arcade port was gold. It wasn't like they were printing money. Then again, there weren't a lot of people to tell them, hey, this game sucks, don't buy it.
And that is entirely why I wanted to go into Mario Brothers.
And that's the story of how TV Dinner never laid eyes on Atari Millipede again.
Or a woman.
Aww.
Oh.
So, here's Mario Brothers.
I suddenly have a craving for Millipede.
Kids! Ah!
Now, to be fair, wasn't Nintendo's flagship game at the time, I want to say Donkey Kong? Or
Yes.
was that afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong... Mario Brothers was, I think, an offshoot of Donkey Kong.
Yes.
And I want to say it came out after Donkey Kong Jr. Watch out for the fireball that can't decide if it exists or not. But, and this is actually another great one to sort of show you. Here's where the Atari runs into what it can't do. It can't match the fluidity of a stand-up arcade game. It couldn't match the fluidity of even the Nintendo. I can't believe I just said the fluidity of the Nintendo.
Well, I mean, it didn't have the same processing power. It wasn't able to keep up even with like the NES or some of the arcade thing. It wasn't practical to do that on a mass scale, from what I understand.
Right, and you'll notice that you can only have 2 enemies out on this at the same time. So it cycles through. So you may have a weird ass set of enemies on screen at the same time in this, or you may have nothing for like a minute solid. Where are the enemies?
And it sort of takes the frenzy out of a lot of what made Mario Brothers appealing.
Right.
But again, you could play this 3 a.m. Wasn't going to judge you if you didn't have pants on, unlike those jerks at the arcade. I really don't know why the turtles keep turning into small statues of the Marshmallow Man. Yep, there's one.
And then he blinks. He can't
He's
decide.
going away.
Ah!
Nope, you got him.
All right, we actually passed the stage. By the way, I
Now we're
can't
gonna
do
move-
this.
Now we're going to move to Skyrim on Atari.
This is the worst thing. How do you get all the coins in this? I don't even know.
Are those coins?
They're supposed to be.
Technically.
They're
I
magic
can't believe,
balls.
armed with a gray circle, the Atari could still get me to question whether or not something was a coin.
Oh, yeah, the crabs.
And what this gets me, randomly the things in this game decide to turn around for no specific reason. Fuck my life. I can't even begin to figure out what's up with the AI in this whatsoever.
And,
Maybe it was part of the appeal because it was kind of the, I'm guessing, to keep you on your toes as far as, which way they're going to go and all that fun stuff.
they had to compensate for lack of enemies with something.
Right.
Oh, this.
Because,
I think this one did.
I don't know. I remember the arcade version of Mario would give you like the prepubescent form of PTSD. It'd just be raining crabs, fireballs come out of nowhere. Not like this one's coming out of nowhere, where it's literally coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, like that fireball. Where did that? I don't know. What happened? I can't tell you. Are these supposed to be coins? These random lines and things? I can't tell you.
I believe that's what's left of Luigi.
But that was
Yep,
the thing.
anger crab.
Like, you had to use your imagination, which is slightly better than the ColecoVision's attempt at using your imagination. Here's a dot, here's
Well.
another dot.
Oh, you want to talk about using your imagination? Infocom, motherfucker.
Fair enough. And we'll do a let's play of, like, Zork at some time. That'll be fantastic. Let's stare at a great text box.
We won't.
Nope.
We won't do a let's play of Zork. We'll do a let's read of Planetfall.
And you know what? The internet will love us for it.
Right now we're doing a let's watch exist of Mario. Because this isn't playing by any stretch of the imagination.
There's really nothing making me do this any faster. There's nothing just exciting me about this. And it seems as if every time the crabs come back through again, they regain their second hit, which sucks all the fun.
This might come up in some of the other arcade ports that we'll cover in this video. But another important thing about the Atari that's a pre-Nintendo thought and is just really in the past decade sort of coming back into the mainstream is that this was a console for a family. This wasn't for Junior. This wasn't for Junior's sister, who I'm also going to call Junior. This was for everyone in the family. Everyone was amazed by this. I can't tell you why right now because of the bow-wearing skulls that are hopping, which may or may not be because I cracked my back and released acid, like, into my stream.
I can't
Everyone
hit
else
it.
sees those, right?
Yeah.
Everyone
okay.
else sees the Devil's Energizer Bunny.
And this is like
You're not alone.
this. Am I hitting it? There we go. All right. So super exciting gameplay here. Just yeah. Just
Maybe this was a Birdo.
hey, we lost Mario
oh,
Brothers.
One of the important things you saw there on that screen was how predominant the score was, because that was Atari. Atari was scores.
Beat
Yeah, I was
your
about to
high
say,
score.
I swear if you go back to Millipede. Oh, I see.
So this is Pacman on the Atari, and you can see what
Oh,
Karen
God,
loves.
the shittiest port of Pac-Man.
And
What?
if you had
What
an Atari
killed you?
2600, there is a ghost that you can kind of not see. You see how there's only 2 ghosts on the screen? No, there's 4. I believe
That's terrible.
this one ghost is actually 3 ghosts. Wait, no? There should be 4.
So-
There were 4 before.
Welcome to the mistakes were made portion of the video.
I thought we covered Millipede.
Apparently not enough.
And this disappoints me because I'm going to go off on a slight tangent here like I do. Namco was really starting to get...
Whoa! What killed me?
Get its
That
one of the
ghost.
closest fucking ghosts.
What killed you? Hey, it is Pac-Man! One thing and one thing alone can kill you.
But there was nothing there.
No, there was. It was.
There
How many
was.
times have you seen ghosts in your real life? They're very good at not being seen. They're ghosts. I praise this game for its realism.
Look at the. I can't even word anymore. That's.
Joan, what were you saying about Namco?
Namco was establishing what would be its big licenses at this time. So you had your Pac-Man, you had your Dig Dugs. A lot of the old franchises that Namco is now known for started to come out around this time with the Atari. A lot of other companies too. I want to say Activision was another one that started getting its footing around this time. Obviously Nintendo, things like that. So I don't think a lot of people realize how far back some of the franchises really go. So it's kind of cool seeing the early iterations, even though, for example, like this, the port was pure shit.
Yeah, it's awful.
Look, guys, let's other than tearing down Atari Pac-Man for all the reasons it deserves to be torn down, let's try and find new and creative reasons. I'll start. Without Pac-Man manically going waka 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 waka, it looks like he's just nibbling at lines, which makes me kind of uncomfortable.
He kind of
Like,
makes.
do you see how he kind of sneers each time he takes one? Like,
This is the bourgeoisie Pac-Man.
yeah, this is.
If
Well,
Pac-Man
hold
were
on.
a Homestar Runner character, I think this is exactly how he'd look.
Yeah.
And he'd sound like Valley Girl Foppish, like I say.
Some lines, whatever.
Whoppa 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 whoppa.
Why did you have to mention Homestar Runner, Kite? It has been 3 years since they've updated.
Has it really? Wow.
It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
going to be a long time before that happens again.
No,
If at all.
Josh. Sing the sweet lies. Just tell me everything's gonna be all right.
Lie to me. Go
Tell
ahead and
me
lie
that-
to me. Tell me the internet
Tell me
will
there's
be
gonna be a
okay.
Teen Girl Squad next week and a Strong Bad email after that.
It's gonna be no. What they're gonna do? They're gonna fill out the backlog that's been happening for the past 3 years in strong bad emails.
Oh, it's so sweet. See, look, when this Pac-Man stands still, he still munches, and he seems to kind of explode from the inside rather than vanish when he's hit by the ghost. I don't like this Pac-Man, and he kind of has a lip, which is really weirding me out.
It really is.
Look at this.
It's like he's got like an underbite. Meh.
I really can't deal with this.
The one
He
thing.
looks largely dissatisfied to be here.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa!
seriously.
Hold on, I went off screen. Whoa!
Best programming ever.
A+, 5 stars, 10 stars. Wow.
Which is weird because
I didn't realize we were using the Game Informer rating. Oh.
Zing.
Oh, I see exactly where you're going with that one, and I gotta tell you. I
Were
love
there
you for
any
it.
official Pac-Man maps that actually had that off-screen thing on the top and bottom? Because I only remember them on the left and
On the
right.
left hand.
Yeah, they were
Well,
always
the
left
maps
and right.
do. They do change. I know some of the later maps had weird placements.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was either Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man Jr. They switched it up a little bit, but for the life of me, and it looks like Atari Pac-Man there just gave up. Like,
The epitome of not giving a fuck.
and did you see where he stopped for a moment and considered us? Like, yeah, I know, and I'm going to do something
We
about
understand.
He overdosed on lines as
it.
well.
Oh, not Dig Dug. No, just give me Dig Dug. Don't do this to me.
I love what they did with the Atari logo, by the way. That is just the prettiest little. Oh.
I
Sparkly,
loved
sparkly.
playing Dig Dug when I was a kid.
Is anyone else reminded of early Windows screensavers when the Atari logo does that?
Oh yeah.
Just waiting for that flying toaster.
By the way, I gotta tell you, my favorite thing about this version of Dig Dug is when you stand still, different music plays, and then you start moving, and it makes a different music. I don't understand why they did that, but I'm completely enamored with that fact.
Well, you look at I joke, but this port of Dig Dug is actually not bad.
It's not.
Kite, how's it controlling for you on the on the emulator?
Actually, I gotta tell you, of all the games so far, this one's probably controlled the best. Barring the Pacman, which was amazing controls, just the best.
He is
Absolutely.
the Pac-Man. Rather than Pac-Man, that thing was the Pac-Man. It's sort of like the off-brand Spider-Man you find in in gas stations that are kind of sketch.
That was Pac
like-
Ombre.
Yeah, there it is. Kind of racist.
Well, it wasn't my intention to be racist, thank you. TV dinner. You
Wasn't
brought
your
that.
attention, but you got that. But no, this, yeah. Again, the palette leaves a little to be desired here, but it's Dig Dug. You're under the dirt. I mean, they only had
I
so
was just
many
gonna say,
buttons.
you really can't fault it for that because you're digging in dirt. I mean, you gotta give it some leeway.
I really feel like this is Atari, the apologist.
We're
Like,
so
no-
sorry.
Yeah. No, for serious, guys. This was groundbreaking.
We promise this was super fun back in was this the late 70s. This was super fun back then, guys.
Was Dig Dug late 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Man, that thing had a shelf life then.
Yep.
I remember playing this in the laundromat.
It lasted. The actual version of Dig Dug lasted for, I'd say, a good 10-15 years. The back then arcade games, you could hold them out for a minute. Nowadays, Time Crisis 5 will be out there for about 3 seconds and they got burnt to a crisp. But
You did. You got burninated.
Ah!
oh, I see. Talking about the
So
Homestar,
right.
and then you just too soon.
No, it's
Fun
not too
fact,
soon.
though, Dig Dug actually comes back as a principal in Namco High.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that or not.
that
Oh, goodness.
okay, Joan. That had better be fan fiction, and you would better link me to it.
It's actually a game that you can play. It is a visual novel that you can play. I will get the.
I have to go.
Hang on. Don't you go anywhere.
It's legitimately
I
not
will link
bad.
it to you. in chat. It's not, but it's gonna have a lot of just Namco characters that you are not familiar with, and also Homestuck because it has to pan just the Homestucks.
Yes.
Oh, why?
It what?
Because Hussey did the writings.
He was the creative director.
It's got Homestuck in it?
It does, but you
Yes.
pay for that content. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I know we're not really talking about the video anymore. I apologize.
Something, Dig Dug. There. Now,
Okay, good.
explain to me this.
Here's the concept. Your character is a cousin from one of the Katamari cousins.
That is one of the things.
And, it's cute. It's got cute writing. You get a couple of characters free that you can befriend and romance and things like that. All the other characters you have to pay for, and Homestuck is one of them. So if you're a Homestuck, it's a great way to get some money off you to get those characters.
Are you telling me I can digitally bone Tavros?
No. There's only, 3 characters that are available.
No sale.
You can digitally.
There's Jane, Crocker, Dave
Yeah.
Sprite, and Teresi,
Tezay.
I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a distinct lack of Tavros.
Right.
It
But
is.
you do get awesome characters like Albatross from Rolling Thunder, Richard Miller from Time Crisis. Oh God, who else? There is Valkyrie from Valkyrie. You get to actually romance Galaga, the
Yes.
ship.
Pardon me?
The ship?
You get
Yes.
to romance the
The
ship.
ship. Yes.
Well, hold on. You're going to need to explain in graphic detail, with engineering notes, how exactly that works.
I think it's something you need to experience for yourself. Because
Yeah.
nobody can explain the wonder and allure that is the Galaga ship.
Have you ever
By
played
God, I think you're
Snatchers?
right. Okay, may I ask, does the Galaga... I can't believe I actually have to form this sentence in my life.
Anymore.
Does the Galaga ship identify as female or male?
The Galaga ship identifies
Oh, God.
as the Galaga ship.
It's just the Galaga ship, but it does wear a wig at one point because it is the lead role in Romeo and Juliet. It plays Juliet.
But that contextually tells me nothing. Because men can play
Precisely.
I'm so confused, Galaga ship.
You need to play through it. And that is actually, I think, a free one, so you could probably play through it and experience Galaga ship for yourself.
I don't wanna shit on Dig Dug because this video has basically been us apologizing for the Atari. But does he look like the saddest Ghostbuster to anyone else? Is that
I'm just paid to be here.
it's just you guys see it, right? I mean, it's just
Yes.
there's a proton stream.
I really wish somebody would cross this stream with
He's just
me.
giving up on life.
You'll never be able to cross streams. He's all alone forever.
And he keeps letting the dragons escape.
Yeah, seriously.
I give up.
This
Let
is
it go.
not- that dragon's out in the world somewhere, Kite.
You're fucking it up, man.
That dragon really had things it wanted to do with its life. It wanted to get a PhD. How am I supposed to stop that? It found true
PhD
love.
and
A PhD in
Burnation.
eating people and burninating peasants.
There, I killed that one.
That one.
That-
But old Firsty's still out there somewhere.
I'm killing most of them.
You're down here. Kite, I have to tell you, you're down here killing his cousins. You don't think he's at your house right now, burning your family?
I'd hope
While
not.
you cosplay Bill Murray underground, he is burning your family alive.
Look, I like
There
to
goes his buddy.
think of that one as the Vegeta of them. I let him go so he can come back in a later
what?
series. It's the
Wait, the
Vegeta,
what?
the Vegeta
Oh. Okay.
of dragons.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm letting him go so he can come back later and help me kill Frieza.
And Frieza would be one of the bouncy ball guys, or this metaphor's really getting away with me.
Yeah, this is really getting convoluted.
Welcome to what happens when you get a bunch of nerds in one room together talking about video games.
Yeah, so far we've done Homestuck, the Galaga ship, DBZ. I think somebody did anyone make a Ninja Turtle reference while we were playing Frogger?
No. we
No,
didn't.
that's a
We
missed
should have.
opportunity.
We might have to go back and play more Frogger.
I was thinking it though whenever we were talking about the alligators.
Damn
I
it,
was
Josh,
thinking
get off the bench.
You nerd as hard as you can, nerd soldier.
Well, hold on, did Does that dragon over there in the left-hand corner just set fire to his own room?
Yes. All right, let's call this an ender with Defender.
Whoa!
Defender.
Did you mean to do that?
I'm pretty sure.
No. I wish
Don't
I
lie.
could.
Do not lie, Travis.
Which, holy crap, Defender. Holy crap.
I've seen a lot of defenders in my day defending many things, and I don't think this is what it is. Right now, it looks like Color Bar Warrior saves Cleveland.
It's so pretty. Look at it.
Are you sure that's Cleveland? I don't know. That might be Detroit.
No. There are no buildings over about like 20 stories. That's Cleveland.
I've been to Cleveland. This is like way too much color for Cleveland. Blue is one color too many.
That's good old gray. Welcome to Cleveland. We're only here for census reasons.
Isn't it interesting how you have like the brown and kind of shit tier graphics on the Atari, and then when you look at modern games like Call of Duty, you still get the brown and shit tier graphics.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. I would rather watch Millipede than Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
That is saying
We
a
all
lot.
have.
Call of Duty, you don't understand. Call of Duty, I think the newest one might have been the second to newest. I don't keep up with their names because they're named like really bad beer flavors. But one of the recent Call of Duty games made me agree with Tumblr, and that's no good at all.
Why did you agree with Tumblr? What did you have to agree with that on?
Because somebody on Tumblr said, "Oh look, it's imperialism, the game," and I was like, "Oh, that's a good point."
It's pretty much what it is. It's American jingoism, the game.
Wait, was that
here's
a
the
2?
thing,
Yeah, we're on stage 2 now.
Are you sure? Are
Uh,
you sure that's not hours I've wasted playing Defender?
I think, therefore, I might be.
The brown is darker.
That's how we're keeping time.
You know what though? As much shit as Call of Duty gets, I really do enjoy Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and it is honestly no shit, no joke, because of the single player campaign. Like I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Like, was it well written or?
It's kind of like on the level of Tom Clancy books. Like they're very militaristic, very American jingoism. We got to do this, blah blah blah. But it's the characterization I thought was good. You got like Captain Price. He's like one of the main protagonists, and it's. I don't want to give away too much here. I haven't played it.
I'm gonna guess America wins.
Well, of course.
Yes and no. Yes and
America.
no.
Was Russia at fault, or was it China?
It was no name to stand, and the Russians at some point. But it's even with all the British and American jingoism that goes on, it's still a pretty decent story. I wouldn't call it like RPG level as far as a fantastic story, excellent characters, but it was still enough to get me through and to get me replaying it. That said, the most recent Call of Duty Ghost, $60 for a single player campaign that lasts 4 hours? Nah, I'm gonna pass.
That sounds like Halo 3 again. No, I admit it. I bought Halos 2 and 3, like, opening night. Because I thought Halo was this fun idea. As it turns out, it was a fun idea that got milked.
Well, but TV Dinner, you're also the one that bought Duke Nukem. So, I don't know if
Listen here.
Yeah.
You listen here, Sonny Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about Duke Nukem Forever? Because there's no
Forever.
excuse for that shit.
Wait, well, hold on. Joe, what was that?
Was that Duke Nukem Forever?
Yes.
Okay. I would love to hear the explanation for this.
Because when I was 13, I made a promise. And I keep my promises.
Did you? Legitimate question. Did you get enjoyment from that game? And I'm not gonna shit on you if you did.
Actually, yes. I
Okay.
did get enjoyment from Duke Nukem Forever.
Okay.
It was a very primitive enjoyment. It was the same enjoyment. Do you remember Dr. Strangelove, where
Yes.
Slim Pickens rides the atomic bomb to his death and the death of like thousands of others?
Fair enough.
Sometimes you just gotta love the bomb.
Actually, I can make a better analogy. Did you ever see In the Mouth of Madness where Sam Neill watches his death and the death of the world in a theater and begins laughing and crying and he can't stop doing either?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem Forever. There.
Gotcha.
I might buy it. I might buy it on Steam.
You own like 2 copies already. We don't need a third.
Copies?
I might buy it on Steam because then I can multiplayer and build my own Duke pad.
Jesus Christ.
Because I don't know what to do with my money.
Buy every Steam game ever, like everybody else who owns a Steam
Like
account.
everybody else does.
Whoa!
Are we
What
gonna?
just happened?
What just
I
happened?
don't even know. I went
I love that we're-
Whoa!
I love that we're talking about like the merits of the Atari, but so far the conversation has gone.
Has been about everything but.
I'm trying to figure out what we were talking about before the recording started. I know there was transsexual porn in there, and that was entirely my fault.
What just happened to this? Whoa!
That is the least of our worries.
Right.
Is this ship like? Oh, I think it
Is it
just
like a bonus round? Or.
You just
no.
died
Yeah, the game.
infinity times.
It turns out this is Stanley Parable on the Atari. There are parts of the game where you just lose control.
So you think
Adventure
you're playing
Line!
a video game?
If it said that to us right now, I would jump out this window.
I would slam my laptop shut and just never do this ever again. I would just totally swear off video games.
It would be waiting for you when you opened your laptop.
I'm pretty sure there's a creepypasta, something along those lines. So
It wouldn't just be. It would be waiting for you when you look in the mirror. It'll be waiting for you when you close your eyes. It'll be waiting for you when your breath turns cold.
Hollis, when you lay your head down tonight, you put that upon the pillow, you close your eyes, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see Millipede. Nothing but Millipede.
If I close my eyes and see
Piece of
Millipede,
shit.
I'm driving over to your house in my broke-ass car and stabbing you. And when the judge is like, "Why'd you do it, son?" I'll be like, "He made me watch Atari Millipede." He'd be like, "Case dismissed. You get home, you take care of what you gotta take care of."
You know what? I'm in control of this ship. There.
I swear to God. I'll swear to gods I don't even believe it.
I'm going to link you guys something fun in the chat.
See, the thing is, though, Hollis, is if we're doing this creepypasta, when you stabbed Travis, instead of blood, it would be millipedes that would pour out of him.
Would they be as poorly pixelated as these millipedes? Because I think I
Yes.
can deal with that.
God willing.
Yeah. No, see, the thing is those poor pixels, they're really sharp.
As long as he doesn't like Abandoned by Disney me, I'll be all right.
So when you gentlemen get a chance, check out one of those links and tell me.
Alright. Well, I guess it's everything we really had. Amongst them, Defender was freaking amazing. And even Frogger was great, but then we got into Pacman. I don't even know what to think of that Pacman. Oh, it's
And
not.
then we got into There's got to be something else we can play where we actually talk about what we meant to talk about when we played these games.
Well, we kind of talked about it. How you couldn't really go out and play these games, so this was a fair standoff. You could play this, and I don't know why you'd want to, but you could, and that was totally a thing you could do. And it was way more amusing than any of the Tiger handhelds ever were. So
Yeah.
Those Tiger handhelds, I'm convinced were made to break children. Like, to convince them that video games weren't actually worth anything. Look, like, when he stops, he munches. It's really weird.
he's actually giving
He's
you a
chewing.
dissertation.
He's chewing.
And then the ghost's unmoving eye in the box while Pac-Man just munches.
Never
Oh.
blinking, never thinking.
Was this game, like, designed by Kafka? I mean, that's the only explanation.
Yes, Franz Kafka, before the invention of the video game, wrote down an idea for a game where you wander around, endlessly eating, never consuming.
Did you just hear how much sense that made?
You know, that's
And then we lost Joan.
Well, yeah, we lost Joan.
Eh,
Get Joan back.
I think we could end that there. with the end of the Kafka and the death and the
Yeah,
loss of
the
everything.
end of the Kafka, I like it. Yeah.
Is this still the end? Do we still have to say goodbye to everyone?
We could. I'm just going to keep killing myself on Pac-Man Ghosts. That seems the most fitting way to end everything.
That doesn't seem hard in this game.
Look
Can
at
you
it.
at least try? This is bumming me out even more.
All right, one legit try while you guys say goodbye.
I've been TV dinner. I don't think I am anymore.
You used to be until you saw the Revenge of the Arcade.
Watching Pac-Man do this, I just suddenly feel like nothing means anything anymore. Josh,
Fair enough.
please do your outro before I cut myself to feel something again.
And I've been Josh, and this is us saying goodbye.
Goodbye,
I think
everybody.
forever.
Can one of you do a falsetto and pretend to be Joan so we can?
Hi, I'm Joan, and I also say goodbye because I have 2 X chromosomes and informed opinions about things because I read, and several other qualities that denote me separate from other people as characteristics that, make up an individual.
It's true. None of the rest of us read at all, so she really has us on that one.
I read sugar packets and the boxes that condoms come in.
That's some high-grade literature there, the boxes of condom. You can learn a lot.
Yeah, you can learn words like lubricant, decisions,
Wait.
ribbed.
Oh, there's one more. Shit.
Yeah, you missed that one.
I see that.
Get it before he gets you.
I think I got it.
It's hard to tell.
I honestly can't tell.
Yeah.
I can't tell what's up there anymore.
Okay, let's end.
Let's.
We're done.
We're done. We're done. Good night, everybody.
Done.
Good night.
Hold on.
What?
Do you notice that no matter what way Pac-Man turns, his eye stays in the same place?
Mhm.
That's some straight-up Lovecraft shit. Good night.